5, 6, 7, 8. Just like the Mystiques. And we are doing high kicks right now. Woo! All right, we've started. Today for Laker Art, we've been catching the wave and we've been setting sail. So today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do something that is a game that I like to play as a kid. And then my son and daughter, we played that whenever we were at a restaurant waiting for our food or driving in a car, you know, if we didn't have the iPhone with or whatnot. This is a game that we learned to play to occupy our time. So what we're going to do today is we're going to create a series of geometric designs playing this game. And you can color them any way you want, but we're going to try a specific color pattern today. And then from there, you can always keep creating this and changing and making new designs. So what we're going to play is what I call the square game, but Mr. Lundberg calls it the triangle game. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up a grid by making dots on your paper. And I'm going to take my marker here, and I'm going to make a series of dots that were horizontal and then a series of dots that were vertical. They should be equally spaced, and you can get a little messy, they can get a little wonky, that's okay. It's not about being perfect right now, make mistakes. But when I go to fill in the rest of the dots, I want the rest of the dots to try to be as close to the original ones as I went. Now, as I'm finishing my grid, I have to make a decision. Do I want to play squares or do I want to play triangles? Now, just so you know, playing squares means that one person makes a line, the second person makes a line. Then the next person would make a line, and then as the next person gets to complete it, they put their initial in, and then because they completed it, they get to make another line. Now it would be green's turn. If we were doing triangles, I could go a diagonal right away. Green could go like this, and then blue would go like this, and there's my J. Now, I will fill my board, and it will eventually look like something like this. We did triangles on this between Lundberg and I'm the S's and he's the L's. And then what we're going to do is you're going to take either crayons, colored pencils, markers, whatever you have that's of colors. Try to pick one that has multiple colors. So like we use 3 different greens here with marker. And then I would take my reds, and I have 3 different types of reds here. Oh, and then I spilled that one. And now I'm going to color in mine with red. So when I color it in, I'm going to try to fill it in solidly. And I create a geometric pattern. And I'm using a color that's opposite the color that was used before. So now it should contrast with the original. So now I would go back and I would do this one. This way, your art lesson today incorporates more people than just you. You could do this with your brother. You could do this with your sister. You can do this with your mom and dad. You could play more than one person. So in this case, it was Mr. Lundberg and I competing against each other. But we could have up to 6 people playing. You just have to know and remember the sequence. Remember that if you win, you get to add. So if I make a line, the next person that adds a line, now once I get one that closes, the next person gets to make it. So, yeah, should be pretty exciting. As you look over here on the boards, we've got Miss Wasberg, Miss Olson, we've got Miss Velde, and we've got Miss Gibson playing along with us. And we've got all our oil pastels up because we're using oil pastels. And since they've already completed one is already colored. Now, the really cool part about this game is that we should have a design when you're done. It should be, in a sense, a 2-color design with multiple variations of that color. But I challenge you to see how many you can make and how many different variations you can come up with playing the same game. So you will probably find that you won't be able to replicate the same design every time because the game itself is always random. You can't always decide what the next player is going to do. So with that happening, that means the color design should be different all over the place. So I hope you enjoy. Now remember, you're going to want to pause the video when you are making your grid. And then as you're playing the game, pause the video. And then you can see us color it in, how we choose to color it in as we finish.
I have a question.
And what is your question, Miss Olson?
So my question is if I can complete a square with one line, but by doing that, it allows me to complete another square.
You get to
Using-
complete that.
With a different line?
Yep.
Even though it's a different line?
But if you already completed the square,
Yep.
then you get a free line. So if that completes the next square,
Then
you
you
can
get.
complete that,
okay,
then you
that's-
get another free
Okay.
line.
So, like here, it was this way, and I completed this one, then I could complete this one as well.
Yep.
Okay.
And
All right.
sometimes you'll get a whole bunch
A bunch, as long as you keep completing squares. by
with
what
your
you're
one
doing.
free line. Yep. So your one free line makes a complete square, the next one
Okay.
free line completes a square, the next free line completes a square,
Okay.
so forth. And in the old days, we used to play it that you counted the squares to see who the
Yeah,
winner was.
Exactly.
But this way, we color the squares, and you're going to see that they, in a lot of cases, unless you're playing a really big age difference, you know,
Yep.
a first grader versus a senior high kid, you're probably going to see that you have a similarity in your.
So like I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this.
Exactly.